Hello again, it's Parker51 Guy with another fountain pen repair video. And today I'm going to go a little out of my comfort zone and into unknown territory with this pen here. And for those in the know, that little white dot famously identifies this pen brand as a Sheaffer. And furthermore, this pen, when I twist this and you watch, is a famous Sheaffer Snorkel. And the tube there, the snorkel tube, is what makes this pen unique. When you twist this back part out, the snorkel extends. Then you pull the back, immerse this into an inkwell, depress the back, and this will cause the sac inside to deflate and compress, and when it gets to the bottom it will release the vacuum pressure, allowing the sac to inflate, and it will suck up ink through that snorkel into the ink reservoir. The problem is that over time the seals dry out and it doesn't maintain that vacuum. Also, like any kind of rubber, the rubber sac for the ink inside here will deteriorate and rot out over time. Now this pen belongs to my mom, who received it, and I believe probably, according to her memory, sometime back in the 50s. And this sac has not been used since then, so I'm sure that there's probably issues with that. And the seals, I know, are all dried up. So what we're going to do for this repair, let me retract that back in, is use a number 14 straight walled sac to resac the pen. I'm going to use this point seal gasket to replace the point seal at the front of the pen in between the nib unit and the section. And then we've got this rubber O-ring seal that goes in the rear of the barrel to complete the seal to create the vacuum. First step in this repair is to remove the section from the barrel, and this reveals the metal sac protector. You can gently pull that out, and this is a snorkel unit. And what we're going to deal with is the metal that's crimped around this black plug in the sac protector. Now what you need to do is get yourself a burnishing tool, or even a narrow flat bladed screwdriver can do this. This model has 4 crimps around the hood, and I'm going to give myself an edge to work with. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to face this towards the camera because I'm going to use my right hand to pop these out and straighten that one out, and that one out, and that one, and that one. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to pause the video while I heat this up to allow it to come out easier. So I'll be right back. Alright, back after heating it with the hairdryer. Now I'm going to hold on to the snorkel and gently rock that out, and there, and well, there's a problem right there. The sac's ripped, and you can see it's pretty well destroyed, and the rest of it's up inside the barrel. I'm going to see if I can use a toothpick, or no, toothpick's probably too big a diameter. I'm going to use this paper clip and try to force it out. At the back of the barrel you can see that hole and well, it just ripped. Just keeps on ripping. Well, there it came out. And that's fairly well rotted off and useless. So toss that into the garbage. So there's our sack hood. Now the next thing that we want to do is measure this sack, the replacement one, to length. Now the way you can do that is you push it into here, and of course this acts like it's too big. You see, maybe I grabbed the wrong sack size. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I discovered something that is very good to remember, and that is that over time bits of rubber can adhere to the inside walls of this. Now this is what I got out of there, and it was making it too hard and narrow to get into the inside taper of the sack protector. The way I routed that out was with a 13/64 drill bit, and by hand I just turned it and up against the inner walls of the sack protector, and that came out. So now this sack inserts easily. So what you want to do is put it all the way till it touches the back of the sack protector. Take your thumbnail, mark on there by your finger the end of the sack. Then I'm going to take this off, which it came off pretty easy. And then you need to subtract the length of this plug from where you cut this. And I'm going to do that now, and I'll be right back. Alright, now I want to clarify here. Essentially, I think I missaid and what I meant as far as how to measure. So when you put that sack in all the way in, you mark at the end of it where it sticks out from the end of the sack. Then you take that and subtract from where your finger is on this end of the sack, not at the open end of it, the length of the plug, because that is not going to be able to have the length of the sack, and the sack rests up right where the plug ends. So what's going to happen is this sack is going to be seated over that after I shellacked the tip. So I made a special small set of sack spreaders out of a paper clip to stretch this and to get it around that. Now I need to get my shellac out and very carefully just put a dab around the edge of that. Mix it up here really quick off camera. And just get enough here. Then coat around there. Then widen this with the sack spreader, and I may do this with my left hand instead of the right. before this dries. Now you're going to want to let this dry on there, and I would say at least a half an hour. Just make sure that's straight, and I'm going to sit that down, let it dry, and I will be back to complete the remaining steps. Alright, back, and the next thing we're going to do is deal with the point seal gasket in here. So this unscrews from there, and right there's the point seal gasket. Just lift that out, and there's the replacement. Actually, that doesn't look bad, but the diameter of the opening for the snorkel to go through on there is larger in there, so I have a feeling that might be worn out. Now what you want to do is apply just a light just around the edge of silicone grease. And I think I'm going to put a little bit on the part that goes into that opening. And on the other side as well. Very lightly. Then not too easy to hold on to. And just get that back fitted in there. This is definitely going to seal in there because it's not even wanting to fit back in. Wow. Off camera, I'm going to do a little fiddling around with this to get it in.